Silver is volatile. Shocking statement, right? But if you doubt it, just check a silver chart to confirm. A year and a half ago, silver was down as low as $18. 5 months ago, it was rattling around in the $22 to $25 range. Then, boom, $32. Then back to $29. Yesterday, pushing $32 again. Back to $30. I have no idea where it will be by the time this video airs. Maybe in the same range, maybe off to the moon. Volatility, right? Silver is volatile. Yes, it is. No argument. Of course, it's not the nerve-shredding ride that Bitcoin and other cryptos have been known for. But no one is going to accuse silver of being boring. That's for sure. Some people buy silver when they can afford to add to their stack, then sell it when they need money. I try to avoid this approach. I'm not saying don't buy silver. I'm saying that smart silver stackers build an adequate cash reserve before investing in more silver. Selling in desperation is not a formula for success. Please, don't do it. Develop a plan. Assuming that you're in a solid position to stack, but still find volatility a little bit uncomfortable, I'd like to share what I have done to help smooth the ride. Simply put, I diversify within my precious metal holdings. Once I crunched the numbers and saw the indisputable facts, I found it easy to stay on track. Please note that in this review, I'm excluding investments like stocks, real estate, collectible cars, etc. from the discussion. This will strictly be about coins and precious metal. Now, speaking of crunching numbers, if you haven't seen my video analyzing spreads, be sure to watch Hannibalcoinshop episode 3. I keep most of my core silver holdings as a position in 1 ounce 999 silver rounds. Why? Because of ready liquidity, also that the premiums and spreads are low. The moment a stacker starts buying vintage Engelhart bars or more expensive silver rounds with dragons and tigers or whatever, they're not stacking, at least not in the strictest sense. They're venturing into collecting at least a little bit. I think it's okay to treat oneself to the fun, pretty from time to time. As for myself, I recognize that these present a different kind of risk. With larger retail to spot spreads typically inherent to these baubles, I try to recognize risk and minimize my exposure to it. Some amount of risk is acceptable, and this is an undeniable part of the investment arena. You, and only you, can make the call on your personal risk tolerance. Now back to diversification for silver stackers. We're talking about using a specific selection of alternate coins to soften and smooth volatility within the larger silver-centric portfolio. What do? I diversify my silver holdings with gold. I know what you're thinking. Well, duh. Is that all you've got? Please, give me a chance to unpack my thinking for you. Pull up a comparison chart and overlay gold onto silver. Use 10, 20, and perhaps 30 years as your time frame. What do you see? You see that gold generates a smoother, less volatile chart than silver. A smoother ride, but to the same destination. The charts also show you a crazy spike in 2011 to about $48. Silver's wild and it's risky, but that's why we hold it, isn't it? You and I hold silver believing that the next moonshot to $50 or $100 is out there somewhere. I'm on board. I'm right there with you, pal. Gold helps smooth volatility without giving up long-term gains. A stacker can also get volatility smoothing by diversifying precious metal holdings with specific collectible coins. First, let me stipulate that picking up this or that common old coin is not what I have in mind. It might be collecting, but it's not investing. At least, not on the scale most stackers need. For meaningful diversification, I focus on higher value coins. Ideally, key date, semi-key date, and better date numismatic coins. As a general rule, they have nothing like the volatility of silver or even gold. My man, steady Eddie by comparison. Better date and key date coins are collectible investment grade coins. It's the rarity, of course. supply and demand. I believe that my investment dollars are safely stored within in-demand rare key date and better date coins. Why? Simple. The demand generally outstrips the supply. Examples of key dates would be a 1909S VDB Lincoln wheat cent, or the 1914D wheat cent, or the 1909S Indian head cent. Whether spending $200 on a low-grade example or $3,000 on a high-grade beauty, it's all good. Myself, I lean into the Morgan silver dollars. It's a personal thing. Since the key date is unobtainable for all practical purposes, I focus on better date, mid-range priced Morgans like better date Carson City minted dollars. There are other affordable better dates too. I'm thinking of coins like the 78 eight-tail feather Morgan in mint state, about $300 to $400, or the 1889 O Morgan, and if you really want to step up, the 1893S in very good condition, VG8, is going to cost you about $3,500. Another example of a nice but less affordable rare date investment is the 1911D 2.5 Gold Indian. $5,000 to $6,000 is the general neighborhood. How liquid? Gone in a day. That kind of liquid. There are many other examples of affordable key date and better date investment coin. I personally like two in front of you now. But there's also things like the 1937D Three Legs Buffalo, $600 in very fine 20. Or the 1877 Indian head cent, $800 in fine. Or the 1931S wheat cent, a low $100 in AU58. These are mid-range, better date coins for your consideration. Your local trusted dealer should be helpful in finding the right investment grade coins for you. Now, before you contrarians out there shout, true high performance investment grade coins are $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and up. You are absolutely right. That's where the best performing investments seem to be. But I don't think that's very helpful for the typical stacker. There are many others, and any knowledgeable numismatist should be able to direct you. But rather than I see you out the door with a pat on the back and a good luck friend, let me relate some guidelines that I try to follow. Buy coins graded and encapsulated by one of the top tier grading services. That means NGC or PCGS. Annex is also acceptable, but definitely in third place behind the big two. I'm not completely opposed to buying investment-grade raw coins. Many viable opportunities present themselves. I act on them. I buy them and sell them for what they are, but I don't add them to my personal investment portfolio. I prefer professionally graded coins for my investing. There are some minor issues around both grading and encapsulation of coins. Rather than to go in detail here, I avoid most of these issues by following the old adage, buy the coin, not the holder. It's great advice, and it helps me avoid most problems. And buy from a trusted source. Enough said. I buy U.S. coins. I consider them highly liquid versus world coins. I know there are so many pretty, fun world coins out there. How can I possibly resist? Okay, I like them too. But the market for world coins in the United States is much thinner, and that translates into liquidity issues. If I buy that pretty world coin, I put it in the same mental box as the dragon and tiger silver rounds. Take them out and admire them. In all fairness, it's impossible to put a value on the pleasure people take from these treasures. I make my acquisitions as close to Gray Sheet as possible. If you're unfamiliar with Gray Sheet, it's a pricing publication meant for dealers and presents recommended prices for trade between dealers. Although it's not technically wholesale pricing, Gray Sheet prices are getting down into that neighborhood. I use the Red Book, but not for pricing. In my opinion, the Red Book is a great resource for everything but pricing. If you want to view the Red Book prices as the upper limit of what you should spend, fine. But I generally don't consider their prices. I'm a fan of copper coinage too. I see it as having less exposure to market fluctuations than gold or silver. Therefore, copper is less volatile. Copper coinage is tied to the collector's market as firmly as silver and gold coins. I like early date, circa late 18th century, copper large cents, plus key date and better date, early 19th century copper coinage. I consider them a great collectible investment. I do my best to avoid counterfeits. I purchase my investment coins encapsulated by one of the three large grading houses. Yes, there are counterfeit coins in counterfeit capsules, so buy from that trusted source. And your source should have a clear, ironclad return policy for counterfeits. That adds another layer of protection. Please beware. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. There are a lot of counterfeits out there. Please be careful. To sum it up, it's possible to use less volatile, high-performance gold to achieve silver volatility smoothing. For this, occupying this position in my portfolio is the 1 ounce $50 American Gold Eagle, my gold coin of choice. If I was looking for a lower spend, I'd consider the 1/2 ounce or 1/4 ounce gold eagles. It's my opinion that collectible coins can also smooth out the volatility of a silver-only portfolio and still deliver solid investment returns. I prefer better date and key date collectible coins, professionally graded and encapsulated. If I wanted a single play with a foot in both camps, both gold and collectible, I'd consider the pre-33 $20 gold double eagles, perhaps the $10 gold eagle as well. NGC or PCGS encapsulated, of course. Thank you for joining me for this 5th episode from the Hannibal Old Coin Shop. Please like and subscribe. If you would like to contact me, I can be reached at our email address, HannibalOldCoinshop@yahoo.com. HannibalOldCoinshop@yahoo.com. The discussion in this video is my opinion and is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Please contact a licensed professional for financial advice and portfolio planning. Thank you again for joining me. For whatever reason you're stacking, keep on stacking. This is Hannibal Old Coin Shop signing off.